Again, my name is Gabe Zollner. I read an article that was, I thought, very interesting, and I wanted to share it with some of the people that seem to enjoy watching some of my videos. And this doesn't naturally apply to Muslims that live in civilized countries. And when I say civilized, I mean the United States or a lot of European countries. This is more directed at Muslims that live throughout the Middle East. And it'll also explain why they seem to not be at all disturbed or concerned when someone gets slaughtered, even if they're involved in doing the slaughtering. And what Muslims generally do for their high holidays is they'll slaughter a sheep or a goat or a cow or some animal. And the way they go about it is rather cruel. The children will all grab a leg of the animal if it's like a sheep or a goat, and the animal will be in fear of its life because it'll sort of have an idea as to what's going to happen next. And then the father will take a knife and start hacking at the throat of the animal. And then the animal will be covered in blood, as will a lot of the children, as the blood is being ejected out of the arteries that have been slashed in the animal's throat. And prior to its demise, it'll be thrashing and bellowing or doing whatever it does. And these children are conditioned to see that. And it doesn't just happen once a year. I don't know how many celebrations they have where they slaughter animals, but I understand that it's relatively high number per year. So what happens is as these children are accustomed to seeing this kind of death being brought to these animals, as they themselves become fathers, they do the same thing with their children. So what you have is you have years and years and years, actually centuries of people that are accustomed to slaughter. It was my understanding as well that the 9/11 hijackers, they practice cutting camels' throats with box cutters. That's what they do. They're used to seeing that kind of slaughter. Now, I had a unique opportunity when I was younger. When I say unique, in retrospect, I wish I probably wouldn't have gone and done it. And a friend of mine worked for a summer job at Swift Premium Slaughterhouse. And he invited me to come down for the day, and I did. And I ended up destroying about 10 or 12 cows. And it's an interesting process. It's actually, if more people saw how they're destroyed, they probably would become vegetarian. I know I didn't eat beef for probably 2 or 3 weeks after that. But in either case, people get conditioned to certain events. Remember when we found out that Homeland Security ordered silhouettes of pregnant white women and pregnant children, older men, and farmers holding guns? Those targets were there to do the same thing that the Muslim children are exposed to. They become conditioned to not have it bother them. It doesn't bother them when they see a innocent little sheep bellowing for its life as it's being tormented and slaughtered. It doesn't bother them. And again, that's why they had those silhouette targets, to condition whomever was shooting at those targets. It shouldn't bother you if you're shooting at a real live white pregnant woman or a real live child. It's all conditioning. Anyway, I just thought you'd find that to be of interest. I know that I did. And it helped me understand how somebody, or so many, could be so indifferent to decapitating people. Because throughout their lives, as they mature, they've probably seen that happen thousands of times. Not on people, but on animals. And again, they become conditioned. Crazy, huh? It is what it is.